Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. This is the Baroque Gamer, and for this video I thought I'd show you my Xbox One and Series X games that I've collected. Now, Microsoft Xbox, I have a love-hate relationship with this company, their business practices and everything. I do think that what they did for games, especially during the Xbox 360 days and the backwards compatibility thing, is pretty cool. But in terms of the politics and the wrongful decision, even the everything being mismanaged in the gaming sphere, I'm not particularly a fan of the advent of Windows 11 and then shoving all of those sort of decision-making tools onto the console division. Is really off-putting. But that said, there are bargains to be had in collecting for the Xbox One and to an extent the Xbox Series X, if you don't mind the DRM and always online. It is worth a console worth having, so if your uncle's gifted you with one, or if you found one on the very cheap side, it is a superior gaming system. I do have a lot of fun playing it, and even just shopping around. So if you're a South African gamer like me, we would have noticed in a lot of the shops there have been a lot of downsizing of the Xbox One games or games selections rather. So the games that are available are much cheaper, and you are able to actually find brand new games between, say, the price of a Big Mac and about 400 or 500 rands worth, than paying maybe say 1,000 rand for the equivalent in PlayStation. But whether that is any longevity, will there be any longevity in this platform, we'll wait and see. I'm not too excited for the future of the company. I do hope they can turn it around. I really hope that they should remain a competitor to Sony, in order to obviously give us consumers the best technology at a lower cost, but that remains to be seen. So I welcome you to my video, and let's get started. Okay, let's begin with some Metroidvania style games. First up, Indivisible. This game blends folklore from Hinduism, Buddhism, and other South East Asian mythologies into its premise. It's got an anime art style, in my view a hidden gem. A very awesome game. I really enjoyed this one from start to finish. Highly recommended, and I would suggest picking this up physically if you own an Xbox One, Series X, or even a PlayStation 4. Next up, Bloodstained: Ritual of the Night. The creator of Castlevania, I think this was his work after he left Konami, or he had a falling out with them. This was his project. Very cool gothic style art. A hidden gem in my opinion. It has its fan base, but I do still think it should be rather more popular than what it is, or what people give it credit for. This is a must own in my view. Highly recommended. Now for some JRPGs. Tales of Arise. I'm about 70% of the way through. I've defeated the lords of the in the story, and I've traversed rather very far in the game. This actually came on 2 Cs. So this is disc 2, and I think disc 1 is still in the Series X. That's the play disc. So I am almost done completing the game. I can recommend it for its premise as well as its gameplay. A very fluid action RPG. Next up, Final Fantasy Type 0 HD. I think this was a remaster from a PlayStation Portable Games, which was only released in Japan. I think they've done up the cutscenes, the gameplay, the art, etc. I've yet to give this one a try. Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the review copy. I've actually picked this up for rather cheap at the one retro game store that I frequent. I haven't played any of the Kingdom Hearts games as yet, but I will give this one a shot soon once I'm done with the first two on PlayStation 2. Code Vein, similar to Dark Souls and Elden Ring, except this one has a anime style graphics. Very cool game. I've only played it, well, I've only started the story up and I've gotten to the first checkpoint, but I actually am enjoying it so far. Very difficult, very dreary post-apocalyptic atmosphere, and one that I can recommend, especially if you enjoy Dark Souls. And then there's also a sequel that's coming out this year, I think. Next up, Soul Hackers 2. Very cheap pickup. I actually bought this brand new from a seller on Buy, our equivalent to eBay. This also came with the bonus art cards. There they are. Looks pretty cool. I've yet to give this one a shot and then give my impressions on it. Okay, now for some sports games. We'll begin with FIFA 16. I received this from work from a buddy of mine during a gift exchange. I actually enjoy this one quite a bit, though I'm not much of a sports person. Next up, NHL 15. Picked this up for about £2 at a cash converters. I believe this was sitting on the shelf for eons, hence the very low price. Next up we have Madden NFL 16, one of the only NFL Madden games that I have in my collection. These games are very few and far between here in South Africa, as we have rugby as our contact sport that's very similar to American football. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. I actually enjoyed this remaster, but as somebody that's grown up with the original 3 games on PlayStation 1, those are still my go-to games if I'm playing the original 3 games for Crash Bandicoot. That said, it's still a highly recommended pickup that I'll advocate for any fans of the series, both old and new, to try out. Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Very difficult game. I think to platinum this, yet you have to have rocks of steel. CTR, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. This is a very cool game. I think that it doesn't beat the awesomeness of the original CTR on PlayStation 1, but it's a very fun game that has all the tracks of the original game as well as the one from Crash Nitro Kart on the PlayStation 2. Resident Evil 3 by Capcom, one of the few horrors I have for the Xbox One. And then Sinking City Day 1 Edition, a Lovecraftian horror detective style game. Haven't played this one just yet, but I did pick this one up on the cheap from a cash converters. Sniper Elite 4 Italia, one of my game of the year for 2025. I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. I highly recommend it pick up for anybody that's got a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. The Evil Within 2, a recent pickup. This is a game by Tango Gameworks. Watch Dogs, very awesome game just for the single player campaign. I really like the hacking aesthetic and even just the traversing around the world and the story. A very awesome game I can highly recommend. Next up we have LA Noire. This is the UHD version, port from the 7th gen contemporaries, that is the 360 and the PlayStation 3. This is a highly recommended game, especially if you enjoy open world crime games like GTA, or even just detective style stories, or even just hunting for clues, that sort of thing, questioning suspects. This is a highly recommended addition to anyone's gaming collection. You can pick this up for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, or if you want to get the PS3 or Xbox 360 versions. Those two I have not played or seen, but either way, though, it is a highly recommended game, which I think you should add to the collection. Grand Theft Auto 5, this is the Xbox One version. I think the Series X also came out with a version of its own. I've put more hours into this game than any other video game I've ever played. Unfortunately, this didn't introduce additional story content, which is a bit of a shame. I know that was one of the objectives of Rockstar in 2013. I remember they had the quote-unquote expanded and enhanced vision for the series itself, which is nothing particularly special. The only thing that came about it is you watching your cargo getting griefed and blown up in 4K. Next up we have Trials Rising. This is the Gold Edition. Highly recommended game. It's very technical, but the gameplay is very addictive. I really had a blast with this one, though I'm not a fan that it's a Ubisoft game, especially with the controversial games they've released as of late. Next up we have Trials Fusion. This is the Awesome Max Edition. I think this is the sequel to Trials Rising, I'm not too sure. Very cool as well, though not as awesome as the original Trials Rising game. Nonetheless, this is a worthy pickup for anybody that is a fan of the genre. Okay, now onto some racing games. We'll start with Need for Speed Hot Pursuit Remastered. Very awesome game. This actually contains all the DLCs already on the disc. Though the one thing I don't like about it is that EA didn't bother renewing their license with Mercedes-Benz, so you don't have the SLR McLaren and the SLR Sterling Master in this version. Those are locked to the 7th generation for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Onrush Day 1 Edition. Very arcadey, highly recommended. I had a blast playing this game. This is a worthy addition to anybody who's got a PlayStation 4 or Xbox One or Series X. Next up, Forza Motorsport 5. This is the only Motorsport Forza game that I have for the collection. Highly recommended, though I do recommend playing this in short bursts, as it can get a little bit repetitive if you play for hours on end. Forza Horizon 2 Day 1 Edition. Very awesome open world exploration and also driving. A little bit arcadey and also realistic at the same time. My youngest brother has the 360 variant. It's much higher in price because of the scarcity of the game. I think they printed only X amount of copies, way less than the Xbox One version. Nonetheless, this is a worthy addition to anybody that's got an Xbox One and enjoys driving games. Next up, Forza Horizon 3. This takes place in Australia. I think you play as the event coordinator for the Forza Horizon event. Just like Forza Horizon 2, also a little bit open world and also races and challenges you partake in. Highly recommended game. Forza Horizon 4, my favorite of the Xbox One Forza Horizon games. I don't have Forza Horizon 5 as yet. I hope I can get a physical copy of the game. With this one in particular, the seasons change, and some cars work better in some terrains than others. This is highly recommended as it increases a lot of the variety that's in the game. This is a worthy addition to anybody that enjoys these games in particular. Let's break them all a little bit. Let me showcase some sealed games. Wolfenstein Young Blood Deluxe Edition. I picked this up for the equivalent price of a Big Mac. It's fully sealed. However, the game shop I bought it from actually said that they're downgrading all their shelving for Xbox games, so they're getting rid of these like hotcakes. So it's one of the things I'll advocate for if you have a Series X or Xbox One, that if you're unable to get a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 version, do opt for the Xbox One or the Series X versions as they are a lot cheaper. That said, I'm still not a fan of the DRM or the digitization of the games. Next up, Rage 2. Haven't played this one as of yet, and the prequel to this one either. Mad Max, one of the games I'd like to complete for 2026. I've heard a lot of good things about it, and it's one that I really hope to try out and complete. Remnant from the Ashes, a Souls-like from what I've heard, though this features guns and an apocalyptic setting. We'll wait and see how it plays. It is still quote-unquote sealed, still has the seal. Unfortunately, it's not best kept. Next up, Wild Hearts. This is a straight Xbox Series X version by Koei Tecmo and EA. My younger brothers have highly recommended this game to me. I was able to pick it up on the cheap only for $100, or for my American viewers about $5 to $6 US. I'll wait and see how this plays one day. Final Fantasy Origin, Stranger of Paradise. Also has the seal and the slip. Last but not least, of the seal games I have, Minecraft Story Mode. The Telltale game series. This is the season pass disc. Picked it up for quite cheap. Still sealed. And I'll wait and see how it plays. I have not played a Minecraft game to date. Next up, Super Lucky's Tale. I think Microsoft were hoping this would be their Xbox One mascot. I don't think this was the case, unfortunately, as it's still Master Chief. This game did have some fans, but it received a lot of negative criticism. I know they re-released the game under a different title, and that one was much better received, and that has been ported to other consoles. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I've just tested this game out. I haven't actually played it properly. That said, I really like the art style they went with this game. The Spyro Reignited Trilogy. Assassin's Creed Unity. Replay. Highly recommended addition to anybody that enjoys the older classics from the OG Xbox and the 360. It features a lot of games, and I can highly recommend this to anybody that has a Series X or Xbox One. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. Haven't played a Borderlands game before. This is the only one that I have picked up. I'll wait and see how it plays. I haven't played any of the Borderlands shooters before. "11 to 11 Memories Retold." Highly recommended a game, almost watercolor painting style graphics. The story is very, very cool. I actually think that if you're a fan of deep storytelling in video games, this is a must play for and pick up for your collection. Rise, Son of Rome, Legendary Edition. I haven't played it yet. I picked this one up on a cheap from Cash Converters. South Park, the Fractured But Whole Deluxe Edition. I know my wife has played the South Park games. I haven't played these as yet. I do have the Stick of Truth for the 360, and then this version, which I think is a sequel. I'm not too sure. I I think the code already has been used, so I'm unable to use the DLC for this. Okay. Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I picked this one up used. Unfortunately, the disc is busted. I need to find a replacement. That or just get another version which I can find for cheap on the PlayStation 4. I am sourcing cash converters. Maybe I can pick one up on the cheap. Sunset Overdrive Day 1 edition. I picked this one up on a whim, seeing that it's also an Insomniac game, one of the PlayStation's studios. I have played this, though it's not particularly my cup of tea. I ended up only putting about 3-4 hours in it and then stopped playing it altogether. Alright, up next, Darksiders 3. This is the Fury story in the Darksiders franchise. Very cool. The only thing I don't like about it is that if you do die, it copies the Dark Souls methodology that if you you'll lose your currency upon death, and you have to find a way to try and get it again before kicking the bucket once more. Then we have Darksiders Genesis. This is more of a spin-off, not really a sequel. That said, I haven't played it as yet. I haven't gotten to this one. I'm still busy with the third game, but it is installed on my Series X. Up next we have Styx, Shards of Darkness. I picked this up on a whim, very cheap. This is the equivalent of half the price of a Big Mac here in South Africa. I've yet to see how it plays. That said, it does look very interesting. Immortals Phoenix Rising Shadow Master Edition. I picked this up second hand, so it doesn't have the DLC to use the Shadow Master armor. That said, it's a very fun game, very comical, based on Greek mythology, where you help the gods against the antagonist, which I think is one of the Titans. That said, it's a very fun experience, one that I highly recommend. Now for some tactical games. Divinity 2 Original Sin Definitive Edition. Very cool. I've put a couple of hours into this one. I can highly recommend it, even just with the limited number of hours that I've played. That said, I am on the hunt for the very first game. Those are however, those are very few and far between, and it is a very hard game to find here in South Africa. Up next, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun. Very cheap, affordable game I was able to pick up. A lot of hidden gem game compilations have talked about this game in particular. That said, I'm very excited to add this to the collection. I'll wait and see how this one plays. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously the Xbox One Series X isn't really a console that's everybody's preference when it comes to game collecting for. That said, you can find bargains here and there. Also, the advent of backwards compatibility for your 360 games. It is a worthy addition just to have to any gamer's collection. I've had a lot of fun playing some of these games like Killer is Dead, Bully, as well as these ones that are also backwards compatible. So Ace Combat 6, Forza Horizon, must play for anybody that has an Xbox, as well as Red Dead Redemption. Had a blast playing this. Instead of paying full price for one of the remastered ones, this is just as good, if not better, because you have access to the Undead Nightmare. And then also I've finally completed Midnight Club Los Angeles. We're using the backwards compatibility. Very fun experience. Very cool. The loading times were cut in half, and it was very seamless. The only thing I don't like about the backwards compatibility is that for games like GTA, Episode from Liberty City, a lot of the tracks either have been cut out or are not available because of the policies, maybe the music licenses have run out, so it's just worthwhile playing this on your Xbox 360. As well as, well, one that I can advocate for its backwards compatibility is Darksiders 2. You have access to the DLC if you were to play this 360 version on the Series X and Xbox One. So I really hope you enjoyed. I'll come out with another video hopefully soon. I wish you all the best and take care.